What's going on? I always start. I'm sorry, y'all. I realize every time I start off before I start talking, I clap my hands. Anyway, welcome to another episode of the Pet Pro Power Hour. We shine a spotlight on the different innovators, entrepreneurs, and leaders in the pet industry. And then each week, we're going to dive into different stories behind the success, uncovering the challenges faced and learning the lessons learned along the journey. So, this week, join us as we explore the passion and dedication driving the pet world forward. And let's get inspired by our trailblazers making a difference and their stories that has helped them and taught them who to be, who they are, and what they learned along the way. So this week, we have Bailey Hope, who is the owner and founder of Picture Pawfect in Mansfield, Texas. She's a mobile groomer out there in the DFW area. That's what it said. Yeah, DFW area. And has been in the industry for the past 5 years. 5 years. So, has learned a lot along the way and found her passion within luxury grooming back in 2019, where she started grooming her own rough collie. So, and I always say, start off at least with your own dog, right? So that you can learn what it entails. And then from there, has gone into pursuing, through PetSmart and learning, all of the training and everything that has gone through there, and then ultimately earning her grooming certificate. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and bring Bailey in. Oh, that's my water. Let's see.
Hello.
There we go. How are you, Bailey?
Good. How are you?
Good, good to finally meet you. How you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good.
Good, good. What's new on your end?
Got some dogs done today. Did a three-legged dog today, and she was really nice to do. That's always fun trying to get all the measurements right with that.
Yeah,
But
especially
yeah,
especially with the three-legged babies because
right.
they're special in their own way,
Yeah.
and you just gotta love them anyway, right?
Yes. And it was a bigger one, so balancing was an act for sure.
Gotcha. Hey, Sierra. Sierra says, "Hey, Bailey."
Hey.
Well, cool. Well, if you don't mind, just go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell everybody, what you do, where you do, how you do,
Okay.
and go from there.
Okay, hi, my name is Bailey Hope, and I am the founder of Picture Pawfect Mobile Grooming. We do luxury grooming, it is all inclusive. We're based in the DFW. We like to hit Mansfield, Arlington, Prairie, and we just really want to make it a spa day for your pet, like a true relaxing spa day.
Absolutely. And since 2019, correct? Yeah.
Yes.
What has gotten you into grooming or the pet industry?
I've always loved dogs. I've always loved animals in general. I wanted to be a vet, and then I wanted to be an exotic vet, and school was not super for
Mhm.
me, and I wanted to be more creative.
Mhm.
And grooming kind of it involves dogs and creativity at the same time.
For sure.
Yeah, and then, like I said, we had a rough collie and tried to groom her at home, and it wasn't a good groom, but I was very intrigued with how do people do this.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, I mean, well, what were you doing before getting into the grooming side of it?
Mm. Um, like before bathing and everything like
Okay, so
that.
you bathed before going
Yes.
to PetSmart and everything. Okay,
I started at PetSmart and they started me with bathing and then grooming. Before that, I was working at like Kroger.
gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, not really. Yeah. But like volunteering at vet offices and things like that.
Gotcha. Yeah. So I get a lot of questions about, just those that are interested in getting into the pet industry, what are some steps that they can take beforehand? And I always tell them, like, at least start off with just volunteering so that you know that you like doing it.
Right. And you can learn how to handle dogs along the
Mhm.
way and all of that.
Gotcha. What are some of the things have you learned like in the beginning, like that has helped you like make that transition from working at Kroger and then saying, you know what, I want to start grooming, I want to own my own business?
For sure, volunteering at my local vet's office back home, that for sure helped. I would beg my mom all the time to take me to the Humane Society so I could play with the dogs, learning dog behavior, and just learning as much as I can. Um, and I grew up with dogs. Like, my parents had two dogs that were their kids before me. So, I grew up with sibling dogs. So it was just dogs forever.
For sure.
hmm Yeah. Um, Not much else other than just get into it. I loved Animal Planet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just my whole life was just all animals. I just kept just do everything you can.
Just to be around, be with
Right.
the animals. Yeah.
Yeah, knowledge is power. So just anything is good.
Now, how did you get into, say, I know, okay, like you said, it's more on the creative side, you know, wanting to be a vet. So, like, backstory on myself, right? I wanted to be a vet at one point. You know, that's the thing that we see growing up. Like,
Yeah.
we're like, I want to work in the pet industry. All I see is being a veterinarian. I want to be a veterinarian, so let me go for that. And then going through school, it was like, well, actually, I enjoy being a vet tech a lot more.
Mm.
So, you know, and then from being a vet tech, I'm like, well, actually, I want to get out of the medical side and be on the pet care side. And then that's what started my grooming journey. So it's like, well, my question would be like, what was that deciding factor to just say, hey, you know what? I'm going to be an entrepreneur. I'm going to take this step. I'm going to risk it on, you know, just take a risk on myself and just go for it.
Okay. Um, and this is after PetSmart.
Yeah. Well, I mean, throughout the whole journey. So like the idea is just I just want to know what has what has happened in your past that made Bailey who Bailey is. You know, like what brings our journeys together. So like the purpose of this is just like, hey, you know, I want to learn about your journey. I want to learn what has taught you, you know, throughout your journey, what, you know, got you to where you are, just so that we can be an inspiration to those that are either watching now or watching in the future. And then it's just like, all right, we have gone through what we've gone through, right? You know, but these are some of the things that I've learned.
Okay. Resilience.
Yeah.
And yeah, and just do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's for sure. Because what I've learned, if you worry about all the different things that could happen, you might miss out on the good things
Gotcha.
that could happen. Don't take that step.
Mm-hmm.
So you just take that step and go towards it. My dad's an entrepreneur, so I've always had an entrepreneur spirit.
Mm-hmm.
And I love animals. And so, and I worked in different salons and I worked in shops. So corporate taught me to go fast. How many dogs can I do a day?
Gotcha.
Shop taught me quality. Let's
Gotcha.
get the quality in there. Entrepreneurship, put them together, and then here I am. So yes, you just need to take that step. Don't be afraid of anything. Just be mindful, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
but just go ahead and take that step because you never know. Your life could change in 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. So, I mean, I love the way that you said that. So, the salon taught you quality, but corporate taught you how to be efficient and go faster, right?
Yes, safely. Like
Yeah.
they really hounded safety into us from what I remember. Like really hounded safety into us. But then was like, okay, you've done 5 Shih Tzus.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me you can do 20. Like just like we know you do all the dogs, and we're not too keen about how they look.
Yeah.
But as long as they look okay. And then shop was more like, okay, you can slow down
Mm-hmm.
and let's get that round head a little more round.
Definition, because I think and that's a good conversation to have, because we get a lot of pet parents that are like, well, I've taken my dog to PetSmart or Petco, and the quality wasn't there. But then when you go to the shops or you go to mobile grooming or you get, people like us, solopreneurs, at some point where it's just like, I want to do my best on every dog that comes across my table, so I'm going to invest in that. I'm going to learn more and I'm going to, you're going to get more quality.
Right.
But the price point is different, right?
Yes.
How did you get into the transition of saying, like, the price point in corporate and mom and pop shops are totally different from your mobile van because now you have your mobile van, which congratulations. I'm
Thank
proud of you.
you.
Um, so now, now we're going into mobile and it's, of course, the different price points. We get a lot of people who ask about how to price appropriately, how to navigate those conversations. So what are some of the tips that you may have for those that may, have those questions? Because there was a lot of transition from going from stationary to mobile, right? So what have you learned with that part?
Well, going from PetSmart to doing my own little shop, PetSmart was 50% commission, which is good if the price point is okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then going to my own shop, that was nice. 100% commission is nice. And then from my own shop to mobile, you you really have to stand strong in your price point.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. It's a luxury service. You're coming to them, but you're also, especially being an entrepreneur, you can't, you're not corporate, so you don't have the funds. At least most don't have the funds to just call somebody and get more shears, get more blades, you're out of this. So it's all coming out of quote unquote pocket.
Yeah.
So you have to price point correctly. And if you start off with discounts and start off low, it's going to be that much harder to build it back up.
Mm-hmm.
And I try to explain it to my clients kind of like DoorDash. It's kind of like you can go to McDonald's and get a $5 cheeseburger, or you can get it from DoorDash and get it for $10.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But with the convenience.
Right. Right.
Like what? Like you got to leave your house to go get the $5, but you can stay home and get the $10.
Exactly.
So what's more important to you when it comes to the convenience factor?
Exactly. And some dogs do better in shop, and some
Mm-hmm.
dogs do better in mobile. I've met both ends of it. I have a lot of dogs that they just get too distracted in shop.
Mm-hmm.
Other dogs barking at them, or they're in there for too long, or whatever the case may be. And then I've had some dogs that do better with a group.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Every dog's different.
It is. It is. So wait. So you had your own shop and then went mobile?
I had a place to groom.
Got it. Okay.
I had a place to groom.
I understand. Trust me, I get it.
Yes.
You had a stationary place to groom and then went into mobile.
Yes.
Makes sense. What are some of the things that you're learning as a mobile groomer?
The way dogs react sometimes is much nicer. I can go slower with each dog. Every time, especially with new clients, the first 2 or 3 appointments, I put them in the van and I take 10 minutes to just let them pick out a toy from a toy box that I have, sniff around the van, and just get used to their surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
It seems that they're more open to the groom after that. It's nice because I can like listen to podcasts or well, you can do that in the shop, but I have a little TV in there and I can watch like SVU or Bailey Saran. So that's nice. Yeah, it's kind of like your own mini shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like just a small shop that you just drive around.
No, I got you. Not a problem. And is it a Hanvey van?
It's a wagon tails.
Tails. Got you. I know. I was looking at either Hanvey or Wagon Tails, but they came to groomed well, of course, every year, but like last year when I saw their vans, I was like, it's actually really nice in here.
Yes.
Like, it's a really beautiful van. So, nah, man, that's awesome. And so just learning how to maintain the clientele and keep them up on a good schedule. A lot of people have a lot of issues with those. What are some of the ways that you maintain your loyalty with your clientele?
Well, I tell them that Picture Perfect is like a monthly service. Even if your pup doesn't quote unquote need grooming monthly, if I come monthly, that means that they get used to me, they get used to the van, they get used to grooming. Grooming has to be in a lot of dogs' life a normal thing, or it will not be enjoyable for them. So, where was I going with that? My bad.
It's fine, trust me, I get it.
So, okay, so I like to have them come monthly. And sometimes they just need maintenance because everybody has their own lives. They have their own jobs, their own hobbies, and everybody's time is different.
Mm-hmm.
So, just because a lot of people sometimes just get dogs because they're cute, but don't know the maintenance. So,
Gotcha.
I'm the maintenance. Instead of you having to brush your dog every day, I'll come once a month and it won't be a pelt.
Mm-hmm.
So things like that.
So we get it. And we're at that point as well. Like even with the shop, right? We tell clients, so it may not your dog may not need a haircut every month. Like yeah, every month, but at least we could do a mini
Right.
groom in between.
Face piece.
So keeping them up on a 4 or 5 week schedule, it ensures like they're not pelted, they're not matted,
Yeah.
or if there are mats, it's very minimal. You can brush them out, but we're starting good things over, so and getting them on a good routine, right?
Yes.
Do you get a lot of pet parents that kind of give you pushback with that?
In the beginning, yes. Uh, but I think one of the biggest things that corporate definitely taught me was you need to know how to communicate with your customers. You need to know how to communicate with your pet parents, explain things to them so that they understand the gravity of how important grooming is to their dog's life.
Hmm.
Like I've had a couple clients that thought matting would come out if they bathed it after like 4 months of mat. And I was like, no, that's not. And here's why. Here's why that's
That makes it worse.
right. So, yes, things like that. I think it's really important to communicate that with your customer because
Mhm.
then they'll know. If you don't have to sit down with them, but if you sit down with them and just talk to them and just try to get it to them in a way they'll understand.
Mhm.
Most people want to do what's best for their dogs. So, most people listen.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
How do you emphasize like those clients that are, well, it's not within my budget type of thing, like
Yeah.
like emphasize like, hey, like add them to your budget. I joke and I tell people just say per dog, say $5 per day and you'll be good to go.
I haven't thought about doing that. That's a good idea because I kind of stick with that mindset of that's okay. I'm not in everybody's budget. Mobile is a luxury service.
It is.
Like I know some weeks DoorDash ain't in my budget, so I
Mhm.
get it.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. So it kind of all depends. There's so many dogs and not enough groomers, but there's space
Mhm.
somewhere for people to take dogs. So
No, for sure. Especially, do you find that there's a lot of competition in the Dallas area? Mhm.
yes. Well, no, not really, because since mostly all of the mobiles do a monthly service, and it's kind of like everybody is routed based. So if there's a bunch of different mobiles and they all have clients and they're all routed based, it's kind of like a club.
Mhm.
At some point, point, there's no more room. There's no more space, and there becomes a wait list.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then I came into Mansfield, and I got everybody's wait list. But once my route's tied up or it's tightened up, there won't be any space for more people. So, and I think my customers are slowly learning that, because some of them will jump out of the routes and then call me, hey, do you have a space? No, I'm sorry. Right.
Yeah.
I can put on a wait list, but yeah.
When you started off with mobile, did you just stick to one area? And I only ask because, so like, you know how in entrepreneurship or business, like we pivot all the time, right? Like, okay, this isn't working, I got to pivot. This isn't working, I got to pivot, but I'm going to stick with my main mission and goal. So originally my goal was to have multiple vans all over Atlanta area.
Oh.
And so I was driving all around Atlanta, like building up, like myself, building up clients in different cities and different towns until it was like, you know what, Wayne? This isn't going to work. Like you have to stick to one service area. Is how did, just starting off, was it like saying yes to everybody and just kind of going here, or was you like just like firm on, I'm going to stick in my circle, my route, my area, and build it up from there? How did you navigate that?
So my mentor, Patsy, I've been just on call with her 24/7. She has a mobile van in the shop. But she basically told us to pick a certain mileage and stay there. Just there. And even though it's going to be difficult because there's going to be people outside of that service area that you want to do, just stick to it, because at some point you're going to want to make it smaller.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what I've been doing. Yeah. Right now I'm at 10 miles out. Yes. But it's looking like I might have to make it smaller. So, yes, it's very, and you mentioning pivoting, that is very, yes, because the place that I was grooming, it was my apartment. My apartment told me I couldn't groom anymore in my apartment.
So, the place to groom.
Right.
Gotcha.
And that was because I had left PetSmart. I wasn't getting as much dogs as I needed. So I took that step and then had to pivot from that to house call, and house call just wasn't for me. And then I had to pivot to mobile. It was a lot of pivoting in a short amount of time. And that's where the resilience comes in. You just have to walk on some type of faith.
Yeah. No, trust me, I get it. I did, let's see. So, yeah. So, all right. So I started off at a vet hospital that I worked at, and they wanted like 60%. So I was like, yeah, no. So then I went to house call, and then I worked at a shop for a little bit as well. And then, out of the shop and home at the same time, and then I got a van, and then a shop, like a salon, my own salon. So it's been step after step after step after step to get there. And like you said, you got to have resilience, because having just a strong mindset, like it either has to work or it has to work, because I have no other choice but to make this work.
That's the word. Yes.
So I'm grateful for that. And like, your story is definitely inspirational, because a lot of people, they get in and then they realize it's not as easy. It's not as easy as they thought it was going to be. And there's a lot of twists and turns and obstacles. And you got to have a strong mindset when it comes to it. Because it's like, it's really like true that you have to be your biggest supporter and cheerleader in order to make it happen. So you mentioned that you have a mentor.
Yes.
How important would you say having a mentor and having people around you that support you is, like, it helps out with your journey?
100%. 100%. My mentor, my parents, my family, like, I definitely I would not be where I'm at right now without all of them. and it's just made everything so much more smooth. I'm forever grateful. It's it's amazing, and it can be. It's very comforting. Like my mom, she lives, breathes, eats
Yeah.
grooming. She's not a groomer, but she does for me.
Yeah.
And it's very helpful to have someone like that on my side. Um, and the grooming industry isn't always super friendly.
Hmm.
It's nice to have outside help or inside help, like Patsy, my mentor. She's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then what about with just getting to know others in the grooming industry? You know, what are some of the, I guess, good, bad, and ugly, you know? Because, I mean, and I only ask because as one groomer to another, you know, there are other people that are either in the industry or they may not, you know, or they're not in the industry, they may be grooming, whatever, but so many people kind of overlook the pet industry as a whole
Oh,
because they're like, well, you play with puppies and kittens all day, but I'm like, that's not it. Like, I'm actually running a legit business. But on the other end, you know, somebody have put up here is like competition is truly a race to the bottom, but collaboration is a race to the top. So, you know, just understanding that you do have to collaborate with other groomers and other people in the pet industry. You know, have you hit people who doesn't want to talk to you or don't want to, you know, teach you anything, or you know they compete with you type of thing? Like how have those relationships been?
well, I don't know. Well, you've seen my page, and I try to be as open and as welcoming as possible to any other groomers that want to start mobile or anybody that wants to start grooming. I don't gatekeep. I try to be as friendly as possible because I know how it feels to feel knocked down by people in the industry. I've been told I wasn't a groomer. I've been told I wasn't a business owner. Like I've been told I wasn't everything in the book. So you you definitely there are people in the grooming industry that want to uplift others, like yourself. There's definitely people in there, but grooming can be catty, just like a hair salon for
Mhm.
people. Like that's just kind of, I don't know if that's just what
It's a
the,
good analogy.
but
Good comparison for sure.
yeah, like that's kind of, it can just be very catty. People that don't want to see you level up past them for no reason, for no
Hmm.
reason at all. And you kind of just, again, that word resilience, like you just have to either fake it till you make it or believe differently. Yeah, you can't let them get to you. Just keep pushing forward. Um, but yeah,
So,
there's definitely people that is like,
no, for sure. And sorry, I'm trying to. There we go. So, live certified right here just says I think it's the older generation, especially. Um, I think so too. But there are also, you know, a lot of younger. It's like I will post something, and granted, you like follow the page on Facebook. Facebook brings them out, right?
really?
Oh man, like it is so bad. Like you put a video or something like that on Facebook, and people will project their insecurities and their everything, all the negativity like on Facebook. And it's a lot of those people who are like, well, I've been grooming for 20, 30 years. I've been grooming for 10, 15, 20 years. And I'm like, granted, I don't care
Right.
how long you've been grooming, but like come on. Yeah, has emotions in the comments. So come on the page and encourage the next person. Like teach something. Like why it's so hard for you to say, hey, you know, try this. You know, I've had success using this tool, or I've had success doing it. Not, oh, you're not a groomer. That's not grooming. If you, yeah, like there are people that do that. So how do we get to a point where it's just like, let's change out of that mindset. Let's, you know, kind of set ourselves apart from those and really start making a change in the industry, the change that we want to see, because we understand that collaboration does help not only your business, but it helps their business. And
Exactly.
it also helps the pets that are involved too, because I'm like, well, the more knowledge you have, the better your pets,
Yeah.
results are.
Yeah.
So how do we get to that point? How do we have those conversations with other groomers and just teach them that it's okay to work together? Because before you even answer that, because like you said, because like you said, you were grooming, like, but you don't really take clients from other people. Like you don't see each other. Y'all don't, things like that. Like one of my friends right here, her she literally lived 5 minutes down the street from me, and we never seen each other. Never seen each other.
Yeah.
So it's like you're not going to take, any clients from me, and I'm not going to take any clients from you.
Enough
But it's
dogs
just
to go
like
around.
more than enough.
Yeah.
So again, all of that to say, how do how do you talk to other groomers and just be like, hey, look, it's okay to work together, you know?
That's kind of just what I do. I feel out the vibe because I'm always wanting to collaborate. I'm always wanting to talk grooming. I want grooming friends. Like I want people that, okay, when I say I got anal gland on today, they know how bad that is. Like I want people that understand the career and all of that. So I usually come at people very hopeful that they're that type of person, that they're
Mm-hmm.
also wanting to collaborate. But if I come across someone that's like looking at me more as competition than a friend or someone that they could collaborate with,
Mm-hmm.
that's none of my business. I mean, okay,
Yeah.
I don't see you as competition, but and when you're ready to have that conversation, I'm open to having that conversation with you. But until then, you can go over there.
Mm-hmm.
You can just be over there because a lot of them are very like Liv said, it's very it can be the older generation, and sometimes I think it's because of like they may not be happy at where they're at, or they feel like they're being overrun. Maybe I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
We do have a groomer shortage, though. That's for sure. We need more groomers.
I Yes. So I agree. We do need more. We need more that take it serious.
Yes.
You know?
Selective. Yeah.
Yeah. We need more that take it serious. Like, because you could get up one day and just say, hey, I've been bathing my dog all my life. I can groom dogs now. Like no, it takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of patience, it takes a lot of consistency, mentorship, getting to know other people and know other, techniques and things like that. Because it is important. I can't, like, when I first started, I didn't realize how many people looked like us in the grooming industry, until I was really in it. And then I'm like, oh, there's a whole world of people
I didn't
that groom
notice
dogs,
that until like I lived in Charlotte before, and I think that was like 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. That was like my first time seeing more than one person that looked like us in a salon, and I was like, "What?" Because I'm from
Yeah.
Kansas.
Okay.
What? What? So yeah, I definitely get that.
Talisa says Fluff, Tommy, and Reggie are in Dallas.
Yes, I love them. I know
Okay,
Reggie.
okay. I can see their Instagrams as well. There are really good resources and friends to have. Do you go to a lot of the competitions or conferences and things like that?
I want to. I aspire to.
Yeah,
I'm going to Pet Pro Classic coming up. Um,
that's October. No, November. Yeah.
November, yes. And I'm trying to take as many classes as I can with that because I also feel like you said, groomers that take it seriously. I feel like a forever student is what I
Hmm.
would call it, and it's just
Amen.
there's never a cap on the knowledge that I could learn. But that also doesn't mean I know everything.
Yeah.
I could be a master groomer and still have new things to learn. And if that's your mindset, you can go really far. Yeah.
Because you have to be a student in the game. And like you said, like yeah, I could be grooming for 40, 50 years, but there's always a new technique. There's always a new thing to learn. There's always something that somebody else can teach you. And for you to say, well, I'm going to distance myself because I don't want to teach you because I want you to take my client or whatever the case may be,
What?
that's crazy. That is absolutely crazy because somebody had to teach you to get to where you are.
Yeah.
And now you're in position to teach others to get to where you are so that you can keep moving forward.
And why would
Why?
you want better for the next person?
No, but the thing is then they complain that these groomers don't know what they're doing or they, involve themselves in the drama, but people are literally trying to do better and learn. Not a lot, not most for sure. But we have to be in a position to teach them to do and be better, right?
Especially if they have the thought process of I want to do better.
Mm-hmm.
That should not be shunned in any way. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe it 100%. What are some of the things that we can see for you in the future? What are some goals and stuff like that that we can encourage you along in your journey?
I just want to grow my business and um, have the loyal clients. Um, I love it. I have a couple of them, but there's three specific dogs that lose their mind, run up to the van, try to get loose from their owner every time I open up the van. And I
Yeah,
love to see that. That makes my
yeah.
heart like so happy. So if I can see that more often, that'd be nice too. I want to go to more expos.
Mm,
Um, I want to get better at my social media and educating people, talking to people. I want grooming to be a career people know that they can get into because
mhm.
I didn't know that. I mean, I just thought like when I started at PetSmart, it was like, oh, okay, this is cool, but I didn't see it as a career like I do now. And
Mhm.
I want people to view it as a career and not like a hobby or a side job. I want them to view it as a career.
Gotcha.
Yes.
Gotcha. Queen Hope says competition in your future.
Competition in the future. Um, nope. Collaboration only. That was a
Well,
setup.
no, no, no,
That
no,
was,
no, grooming competitions. No, yeah,
oh, maybe I would like to. I would like to get into some competitions. I just need a dog to do it with. I would
Gotcha.
like to get into like schnauzer competitions. I really like doing them.
Okay. Ooh, it might have. Well, I could give you some tips and tricks on it. I love my schnauzers.
Oh,
You know,
okay.
so we could definitely, collab on that for sure. I have another friend, Gloria. She says that I should start doing, and it's always good to have people who see your journey and see, what you do well. And she was just like, I know you love schnauzers, but think about Bichons too. And I was like, I never thought about Bichons. And then my sister has a poodle. Think about poodles too. And I'm
Right.
like, ugh. I
Okay.
don't know, but poodle people are a handful.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. That's for sure. Yeah.
Poodle people are a handful and very particular, you know. But it's nice to have people who support you the way that you need it. You need the support. And I'm like, you have to. One of the biggest things is to network. Is you have to network. You got to get to know others. You got to don't be afraid to like share your journey or share what you do and what your goals are because you never know how people can
Yes.
impact that.
And the more I won't say the more, well, yeah, the more you are on social media, the more inspired you'll be. So I started following you and I started following Gloria, and that has been huge. You guys have been huge inspirations
Oh, thank you.
on upping my grooming, upping my social media. Like Gloria's always grooming and looking great. I'm like, okay, so, all right.
I'm like, how do you groom in those nails and everything? I'm like, all right. And then Ashley, she had stopped grooming a while ago, but like the grooming extraordinaire,
Yes.
you know, full makeup, nails done, always dressed up, and I was just like,
Yeah.
no, you about to make me start showing up with like, a button down, a polo, some nice slacks. You
Exactly.
know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
and and I think at this point is really going to be I think that's how we get people to start taking it serious.
Yes.
You know, and I tell people all the time, like, you want people to take your business serious, you have to take your business serious. You
Right.
know, so like even though I'm a small business, I have a big business mindset,
Exactly.
right? So it's like, yeah, I want uniforms. I want everybody to know the client's name when they come in.
Yep.
You know, I want them to say bye when they leave. You know, have a great day. It all for the client experience.
Yes.
You
Because
know,
every
because it's like
experience,
it builds that culture.
right, it's personal to the client.
Yeah. So absolutely, you gotta take it serious. You gotta take
Yes.
your business serious. Um, so I mean, all right. So with that, what are, I guess, let's say your top 3 to 5 things that you would tell the next generation or like inspire them and just say, hey, these are the things that has taught me or helped me along the way. And this is something that will definitely help you in your journey moving forward. Like whether you are already in it or you're thinking about getting into it, like, hey, all right, let's say top 3. These are the top 3 things
Okay.
that helped me. Because I know 5 is like, oh, but all right, these are the top 3 things that has helped me because I'm like, you learn things all the time, but something that has stuck with you day and day through and through.
Okay. Um, just do it. Like I said before, take that step because there's never going to be a perfect time.
Mm-hmm.
There's never going to be a perfect time. Everything is not going to line up perfectly. It never happens that way. It's usually like a catastrophe and then your dream comes true. So just take that step. Just do it. And then you'll figure it out along the way. 2, believe in yourself more than anybody else, for
Mm-hmm.
sure. Because there are going to be people that want to bring you down. There are going to be people that want to stop you in your journey, that want to distract you, that don't want you to succeed to where you want to go, and you need to cut out all the
Mm-hmm.
noise. So even if it's your boss and that sucks, or like your coworker and that sucks,
Trust
just
me, I get it.
right, just try to ignore it and focus on bettering you. And
Mm-hmm.
the third is, again, just continue to learn.
Yeah.
Buy a grooming book, just read it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, highlight things, um, go to conventions, work. Networking can put you in places that a lot of other things can't.
For sure.
Yeah. So definitely network. If you're shy, network on Instagram, not face to face.
Send a DM and just
Yeah.
keep liking stuff. Get attention. Get the attention.
And the last thing for sure is you have to be comfortable enough in yourself that you can accept rejection. You can accept no from other groomers. You can accept no from higher ups. You can accept no from your clients. You can accept no from like banks or people you're trying to get loans from. Like, you have to be able to hear a no and be like, okay, I'm still going to keep going,
For sure.
because that can definitely hurt or put some weight on you. But if you keep going, it won't matter. You'll get there.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Okay, so recap. Let's say you have to believe in yourself more than anybody believes in you.
Yes.
Be a forever student.
Yes.
Yes. Uh, be constantly learning.
Yes.
Network and what was the last
Be okay with no.
one? Be okay with no. No, there was one more. There was one more. There was one main one. Let me see. Ding, 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 ding. It's like right there. It's like right there. Just do it.
No, how
Just
did I?
do
Okay, yeah,
it.
my bad. I'm like, what?
Right. Just do it. Just do it. Just keep going. No, absolutely. Because again, I mean, you go through this journey and you're just like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't know how I'm gonna, make my money tomorrow. I don't know what clients are gonna come next week, but I know that it's going to work. It either has to work or it has to work. And those are the only options I have for myself. So absolutely. And then Queen Hope Six says, think big and then keep pushing. Yes. Yes. Just like I said, it might be a small business, but treat it like a big business so that others treat it like a big business.
From the start.
Right. From the start. Yeah. Because, let me tell you, like you said, it's harder to increase your prices because in the beginning you want to start off low and get clientele,
Right.
and rather than start off high and get the clients that deserve the service that you're offering.
Yes, and most won't follow you.
Yeah.
I had to get on mobile clients mostly. So.
No, trust me. In my transition from being mobile to having my salon, I want to say I did lose at least like 60 to 70% of my clientele. Like it was literally like starting over a whole new business, because people before then were like, well, I was paying for the convenience and I was okay with paying for the convenience. But now I got to get out of my bed, out of my house, bring my dog to you. Like, I mean, I appreciate those that definitely stuck with me along the way, but it was just like, I get it. I get it. And it's one of those things with business that you have to be okay with. You got to be okay with the rejection. You got to be okay with it. And you got to just keep going. Just like it has no choice but to work.
Right. And I don't know if you're into manifestation, but like I've had a mobile grooming van. I had this board at my parents' house when I lived there a long time ago, and I had a mobile grooming van on that manifestation board for the longest.
Yeah.
And I did not think I would have one right now.
And look at you.
Right, just keep going.
So look at you. Look at you.
And I'm like, is this real? But yeah, just keep going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Sorry, kids are upstairs playing. But yes, no, I am literally behind my board right here, behind my computer, my desk. There's like different affirmations and goals, and I have to do more pictures so I can see it, but it is a list, and I'm like, those are the things that I want for myself and for my business, and those are the things that I see all the time. So I have no choice but to say, hey, I'm going to make that happen because it's right there, So I am proud of you. I commend you for all of your hard work and the things that you do. So just keep being amazing and keep being great and spreading education on the pet parent side, but then also on the pet professional side. So we're here for you. You have a village and a tribe that supports you.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. Well, where can everybody find you, and so that they can support and follow you?
My social handles are just Picture Pawfect 101 everywhere. Nextdoor, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I don't know how I got all of that for one handle, but I got lucky. So it's just Picture Pawfect 101. Yes. And anybody can reach out. I'm happy to help anyone. Like I said, I don't gatekeep. I will tell you everything. Open book. Like, I'll let you know everything. So, yeah.
And that's how
I want to.
and that's how it should be. Well, Bailey, I truly appreciate your time. Thank you so much. This will be the first of many conversations.
Yes.
Because I'm like, the point of this is to, one, just spark the conversation. Let's just start the conversation and just have it, and then also be able to say, hey, we have all had different backgrounds and we've all come up a different way. We've learned many different things, but we are all connected under the pet industry and pet care. And for us, because somebody has a different story than you, or their business may be different, or even the same, they're learning different things. And like you said, we have to be forever students. So this is just a way for us to spark those conversations and just say, hey, we're learning, we're doing this, we support each other, right, Annette? Exactly. So, and we're here for each other. So we're here for you. You have a support team, a support system behind you, and if there's anything you need from me, definitely let me know. Okay.
All right, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you for wanting to share your journey and your story with us.
Thank
All
you.
right. Well, no problem. Well, anybody else that is watching, we're watching now, we're watching later. This has been the Pet Pro Power Hour, and I appreciate your time and just spending it with us. Definitely let me know if you have any questions or you want to be a guest. Definitely sign up for it to be a guest so that we can hear your journey, hear your story. We can just talk and just have an hour out of your day to just get to know each other, right? It's important, especially in this industry. So I appreciate y'all, and I will see y'all next week.